Good morning, everyone. This is a little bit strange not having you in front of me, but I hope you're all having a great morning out there in your advisories. We have a pretty fun assembly, so I'd like to start things off by welcoming Mimi for TMP.
Hello everyone, my name is Mimi and I'm honored to be here today to share my reflection on AP Seminar and the upcoming presentation. As a current AP research student, I've had the opportunity to build upon the skills I gained in Seminar, and I can confidently say it's a course that challenges and transforms students into engaged citizens and problem solvers. One of the biggest challenges and rewards of AP Seminar comes in the second semester when students take on Performance Task 1. This involves an individual research report, or an IRR, where each student examines a chosen issue from a specific lens, and a team multimedia presentation, or a TMP, where they bring their research together to develop an argument and propose a solution. It's an ambitious task, one that at first felt overwhelming to me. I remember wondering why they would entrust a group of nervous sophomores with solving ongoing, real-world, and complex problems. But with the guidance of the amazing Miss G, I soon realized that young people are some of the best problem solvers. We see the world through fresh perspectives, we care deeply, and we aren't afraid to challenge the issues we face. The topics chosen each year offer a glimpse into the passions and curiosities of the students presenting them. Last year, I stood upon this stage with my group and shared our exploration on pharmaceutical animal testing. Today, Violet Fellerman, Cassie Golden, and Kelsey Laree will be sharing their TMP on the topic of book banning, exploring the research question, how and to what extent does book banning affect adolescents' understanding of diversity within the U.S. school system? Please give them your full attention and join me in welcoming them to the stage.
Hi, guys. Oh, I'm Kelsey. I'm Violet.
I'm Cassie.
According to the Poet Essays and Novelists Association, known as PEN, 4,231 unique books were banned in 2024, censoring the works of 2,662 authors, 195 illustrators, and 31 translators, a sum of 2,877 creatives. Hi. Ooh. Ooh. Hi, our topic is book banning in the United States school systems.
Okay, next slide.
Our research question is how and to what extent does book banning affect adolescents' understanding of diversity within U.S. school systems?
Next slide.
Okay. In recent years, there has been a large increase of the amount of book challenges in the U.S. The American Library Association, or ALA, has reported over 4,000 titles challenged in just 2023, and an 11% increase within schools from the 2022 to 2023 school year alone. Next slide, please.
Why censor books? Here's some reasoning why administration or families may attempt to be against books concerning safety and protection. Many people assume that banned books in question deal with sexual, violent, or harmful content. But according to Emily Knox, a professor of information sciences at University of Illinois' Urbana-Champaign, says book banning can largely be associated with personal values. Sometimes people are against books because they fear the possible effect that it may have on their children, exposing them to beliefs that may be different from their own. Furthermore, Alyssa Nicolini, a previous high school teacher and doctoral candidate in English education at Columbia University Teacher College, says book challengers often believe that youth aren't mature or capable enough to understanding sensitive or controversial literature, fearing that controversial topics will develop a teenager too mature for their age. Also, according to Brianna Burke, a high school teacher with a PhD from Tufts University, says that there can be negative impacts to underestimating the maturity and ability level of these teenagers to understand hard topics like the possible development of phobias or fear toward confronting these sensitive topics later in life, or just the lack of exposure of these topics that will occur in the real world, rendering them unprepared.
Next slide, please. So a lot of the controversy relating to book banning stems from issues most commonly of LGBTQ plus topics and race. Next slide, please. According to the Washington Post and the American University, 62% of all book bans relate to these two subjects. Patricia Sarles, a coordinator of library services for the New York City School Libraries system, believes that this marginalism of youth can be detrimental to their growth, and when these subjects are deemed inappropriate, members of these two groups will often feel like they don't matter or what they're feeling is inappropriate, which can cause anxiety, depression, and sometimes even suicide. But this also isn't just a problem for members of these two groups. It's also a problem for the youth that need to learn empathy for people who are struggling with these issues. They won't be able to do that if these topics are deemed inappropriate and these books are banned. Next slide.
Our claim is that book banning has become a barrier to adolescents' exposure and understanding of diversity due to the censoring of controversial topics. Next slide, please. Now here's how we would like to solve this issue.
Next slide. So first, how do you solve an issue like this? Well, this issue has become incredibly one-sided, and when researching, it's very difficult to find an unbiased source that doesn't clearly argue for one side or the other without acknowledging the other side's arguments. We want to create a balance, and the only way that we see to do this is to create conversation between the two groups that we hope will create objectivity. Our solutions stem from the hope to create conversation.
Next slide, please. Our first solution involves Little Free Libraries, a nonprofit that has many neighborhood libraries worldwide promoting the exchanging of books with other people in the community. They're funded by community donations, while also providing instructions and kits for individuals that may want to build their own. In one impactful instance, Little Free Libraries aim to utilize school-banned books within their libraries in Florida. In these neighborhoods, the libraries were largely accepted. With the possibility of incorporating more banned books, this solution creates more readers, increases book accessibility, while also fostering an understanding of diversity within youth. Through these libraries, individuals can exchange books of any perspective or opinion, creating positive exposure of youth, expanding the knowledge of understanding of different perspectives. Next slide, please. Concerning the solution, there's also some limitations and implications. Some limitations may depend on location and beliefs of the residents within that area, causing disagreement with the implementation of easiest access to banned books. Also, there may not be enough funding or donations to spread the understanding of diversity further. Lastly, despite the libraries primarily being for young kids and youth, no one can really control what kind of content or books that may go into these libraries, making the possibility of easily accessible graphic content. But an implication in the solution was successful would be the possibility of more youth being aware and understanding diversity of others in the world, creating discussion between different viewpoints and combating biases.
Next slide, please. Our second solution is to create more conversation between teachers and school boards. Heather Felton, a teacher of high school English for 9 years, was one of many teachers who resigned in the 2022 to 2023 school year, with over 65% of teachers agreeing that book bans were having a negative impact on their ability to teach. Currently, some of the controversy surrounding school book bans is resulting in some teachers avoiding certain books within their curriculum in order to avoid backlash, even if that book could potentially be beneficial to a student's education. If teachers were given a chance to explain why they picked the books they did or how they can specifically help students learn, school boards can make more informed professional decisions that don't stem from personal biases. This could be done through setting up regular meetings, teacher panels, or even just a more thorough review process. Next slide, please. An implication of the solution is that it would give a chance to give people who have educational backgrounds more control over fulfilling the educational needs of students, better ensuring that not all bans are directed towards one set of opinions. Some limitations include the possibility of biases within the school board or within the teachers, and if this would fully stop external pressures. And the many technical aspects that would be required to set these meetings up also need to be considered. Next slide, please.
Florida governor, our third solution is abolishing blanket laws against diversity. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis explains that in 2022, Florida passed a law called HB 1557 meant to end classroom discussion about sexual orientation or gender identity in a specific grade level. Many people, this faced a lot of backlash from the Florida community because many people believed that it went against the First Amendment. That's how it got its name, the Don't Say Gay law. While this law does ban some books that are actually harmful or inappropriate, it also bans perfectly harmless ones such as this, and Tango Makes Three. Tango is the true story of two male penguins who sat on an egg together and raised a chick. When the authors heard of their book being banned, they filed a lawsuit claiming that their book was no more inappropriate than Make Way for Ducklings, in which a male and a female duck go off to raise their chick together. This is why blanket laws like this don't work. It filters out some books that are perfectly harmless, and this is why these matters should really be left in the hands of the school boards and the teachers. Next slide, please. Some implications of this is that it would be for everyone. Parents who already agree with HB 1557 would be able to send their kids to schools that also align with this law, while teachers who don't agree with it would be able to send their kids to schools that talk more about this issue. It would also create more conversation, as every book would have to go through a thorough review process within the school boards and within the teacher communities. It's also, some limitations is that it's a state law, and state laws are very hard to abolish, and one of the only ways to do this would be fighting it with lawsuits, like the Tango one, but lawsuits are incredibly expensive. Next slide, please.
Now here are our proposed solutions. Next slide, please. We decided between a mix of Solution 2, increase in school board and teacher conversation, and Solution 3, abolishing anti-diversity blanket laws. We believe that working together, these solutions can foster a greater understanding of diversity within youth through creating a space for conversation. And next slide. Here's all our works cited. You can keep going. And thank you so much for watching.
Thank you.
Amazing job, AP seminarians. Now some announcements. Starting with the video.
This is the Knowledge Imaging Center found in the library. It's a device that's used to help scan documents like books and papers. The first step on how to use it is you want to go ahead and click OK to the copyright notice saying that either you or the library owns this document or book. The 3 ways to scan the document is to either click Scan, press the foot pedal on the floor, or use the button on the actual device. If there is a glare on the image, you can always press the delete button to go back and retake the same picture again. Once you're done scanning, go ahead and press send either in PDF form or in the form of a QR code. If the purpose of scanning this document is to have the app read it to you, you can go ahead and press Revise Pages and highlight what you want to be read in case you want to take out titles, subtitles, captions, or page numbers. In order to keep the My Docs organization app, which will hold all your documents clean, When sending, there will be an option to separate different documents into terms, courses, and chapters. While the document is loading, it will ask if you would like to transfer the document to My Docs, which is the app, once again, that you will be keeping everything in. At this point, it will either give you a QR code or the chance to email a PDF to yourself or anyone else. My Docs can turn your documents into flashcards and audio clips to help you study. When transferring media with a QR code, press Import from KIC. To view all your documents, click Domains. The KIC is here to help you reach your highest potential. Just remember to be respectful when using this machine.
The scanning machine's really helpful. I know all of us seniors had to scan our senior dedications using it, so it's a really good tool to have. Now up, Coco.
Good morning, Seabury Hall. This announcement is geared towards our 9th through 11th grade students, so if that's you, listen up. We have 2 night presentations this evening. The first one, behind the curtain look at application review, is happening here in the CAC at 6 p.m. tonight. It is being led by Sue Corner, the the Dean of Admissions at Willamette University. Sue is going to walk our families through a behind-the-scenes look at college application review. So it's an in-depth presentation to the application process, and we hope you will find it very valuable. You are welcome to attend with your families. The second is a presentation for NCAA eligibility. So if you are hoping to be a student athlete in college, this is for you. This is a virtual presentation being hosted by the Hawaii Association for College Admissions Counseling. Wilberto Tavares, who is the Assistant Athletic Director at the University of Hawaii at Manoa, will be leading this virtual presentation all about how to be eligible for college athletics. You must pre-register for this virtual event, and we sent an email last week with the link to register. If you have any questions, please come and see me. I'm happy to help you with that. Next slide, please. And looking down the road a little bit, we have another college fair coming up. It will be Monday, March 10th at Kinke Kaulike High School. We have over 70 colleges currently registered to attend. It will take place from 4:30 to 6:30 on the Kinke Kaulike campus. So come and see us if you have any questions. Mahalo.
Thank you so much, Ms. Cipro. Next up, Mr. Higa.
Good morning, Spartans. This is for those in grades 5 through 8. If you are interested in going to the dance, there is a Google form I need you to fill out. The Google form is going to close Thursday at midnight, so make sure you RSVP. The second thing, I've been getting a lot of questions about if you can bring outside guests. The answer is no. Outside guests is something that we reserve for the high schoolers, and there's a lot of extra paperwork and security that we normally bring. So for now, the answer is no to outside guests, so don't bring anyone that's not on the RSVP list. And then for the high schoolers, Julie has more about RSVPs and outside guests.
Before that, candygrams are going to be done being sold on Wednesday, so make sure you get all of your candygrams today and Wednesday. So, yeah. Next slide. So, unlike the middle schoolers, we get to have outside guests, super fun, and the time is running out to buy your tickets, so make sure you buy those. We are cutting off that on Wednesday as well. So no candygrams, no more tickets Wednesday, especially your outside guest forms. Next slide. The 2 parts, so we have the form, and then we have the Google form. Make sure you have a picture. All of that should be done. And then also, it's gonna be super awesome. We have a dirty soda bar that's gonna be there. Look up on Instagram, the soda spot. Super fun, and it's like special made sodas for our theme. And then some snacks as well. So make sure you're there. It's gonna be super awesome. Best thing happening on Saturday night.
And just one more reminder, it is a Sadie Hawkins dance, both dances. So if you don't know what that is, look it up. Just explain it. All right, that's Girls Ask Guys. All right, I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. With that, you guys are dismissed.